Um, what do you think is the ideal relationship between the superintendent of the district and the school board, and who do you think should be the spokesperson for the district while policy is being developed?
I think the appropriate relationship is a supportive one. It's not a rubber stamp. We can certainly challenge district administration, but at the end of the day, if we don't routinely support the direction they're taking us, then we probably have to do something different. And I don't think we have to do something different. I think we need to be in support of. From a policy perspective, the board is really responsible for setting that policy. As such, primary spokesperson would be the board, but the board's obviously not everywhere, and the superintendent or district administration will occasionally need to be that spokesperson.
In the past, the district, both administrators and board members, have relied heavily upon legal and procedural advice from the Iowa Association of School Boards. That group has come under fire recently for various things. What do you think should be the future relationship between the district and the IASB?
That's a good question, and I've actually not only asked our district, but other district administrators that I know about that relationship. And the feedback I get from everybody is essentially the same, that the governance and oversight at IASB has been poor, the leadership took advantage of it. That's a bummer. They are trying to make amends to shore that up and ensure that that doesn't happen again. But aside from that, IASB has several programs that support districts and kids throughout the state of Iowa that can't be replaced, or they can't be bought in the private market. They're really integral and instrumental to helping school districts in the state of Iowa, to include ours. So clearly, if IASB doesn't clean up their act, everybody's going to be finding different sources for those programs. But until then, I think we need to support them through this, make sure that they get better, and take advantage of our relationship with them.
What do you think is the best plan for Ames Elementary Schools?
I'm out and on record as saying a 5-school plan, I think, is the plan that I would support. I know that there is a lot of debate between the 5- and 6-school plan, the difference of incremental operating cost of $411,000 for a 6-school plan. I think there's another set of numbers out there that essentially make that cost differential negligible. I've not seen the other set of cost numbers, but I just have to believe that the operating efficiencies that we're able to create within a 5-school plan will yield some additional operating money within the budget for programming throughout the district. Also tried to do a little homework on class sizes and school sizes, 2, 3, and 4 section schools, and at best I would say the jury's out in terms of one of them clearly being superior in terms of delivering educational programming. Intuitively, I think smaller schools probably stand a chance for a little more intimacy, but I think that's the difference between a 3 or 4 section school and a 6 or 8 or 10 section school, not necessarily the difference between a 2 and a 4 section.
What role does Roosevelt play in all this for you? Is it a sticking point at all in your opposition to the plan that's out there?
It's not a sticking point, but I think it's the school that comes out of the plan. I think that the geography and where the schools are spread makes sense without Roosevelt. I think whatever the district does in terms of making investments in these sites, they need to be expandable to 3 and maybe 4 sections, such that in the future we're not going through all this pain and heartburn trying to figure out where we can and can't, but having more discussions about where we could and should. Walked the Roosevelt neighborhood last night and handed out brochures and found a lot of great houses, and it's certainly not against Roosevelt, but I think that's the one that falls out of the plan.
What about the high school's future?
We have needs at the high school. Our building gets used a lot. First and foremost are the pool. It's by all accounts, it could go any day, and it's certainly not a very rich environment for PE programming or for the swim programs that we have. So I'd say that's a very immediate need. I also know the baseball field at Brookside and some of those things, we need to try and lift those up out of the floodplain. I know that the circulation and logistics of navigating the high school are not very good. I hear that from my kids and from people that work in that building all the time. So I don't know what the right answer is. If we can modify what we have there or start over, but we have to figure that out.
So why should people vote for you?
I'm a businessman in the community that has roots here, significant roots, not only with my family, but with the people that we employ and with friends and stakeholders that we have. And I think I bring a perspective, I think I bring that perspective. There's a lot of really smart people running, and I'm grateful for that in our community. I think my perspective will be a unique one, not only for Ames, but from some of the other professional relationships and professional work that I do, that I'd be able to add some value to our school district and ultimately help us all.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.